We're going to talk to some of the younger performers. One thing you'll notice about this production is they had a wide range of ages portrayed, from very young children to very old people, and some of the cast was very young. So we're going to walk back and talk to some of the people here, if I can squeeze in. And these folks are wearing examples of some of the really elaborate costuming that we saw in this production. And on my right is Sachit Malde.
Yeah.
Good. I'm working on this. I hope we get it right. Manish Raiji. Is that right? And behind me, Aashish Shah. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Good. First, Sachit, you played a friend of Prince Siddharth when he was very young, right?
Yeah.
What kind of preparation did you do to prepare your character?
Well, first, I read my lines over to know that I have it, and then I just try to get into the role of being his friend. So that's all.
Is this a story that you are very familiar with?
Yeah, we hear it during our we have classes for our culture, so we hear this story often.
This is kind of an unusual story. It's not like playing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or something, right? I mean, it's a very big story here. Do you have any particular feeling about telling the story?
Yeah, I think it's very nice to let other people know about other cultures than just one culture. So there's they know what else there is out in the world.
Sachit, the United States has always been a multicultural country in the sense that people have come from everywhere. I mean, but for the American Indians, there are no Native Americans really. Have you found when you go to school and know kids around the neighborhood and kids you play with, that there is any kind of understanding about the background of India and the culture that your family may have come from?
Well, not particularly. Most people just think that we're just, the same as everyone else, and that there's nothing peculiar about us.
Well, there's nothing peculiar, but we all have different cultures we come from. Do you feel like you understand the background of your family and the culture that your family may have come from?
Yeah, pretty much. I understand what happened in the history of India, but I don't really know everything about India because I was born here in America, and it's kind of hard to tell what happened in India if you only go there once in a while.
Have you visited India?
Yeah, quite a few times.
What strikes you as the difference between the United States and India?
Well, the United States is richer, I guess, and the people are different, and a lot of things are different, and it's kind of hard to tell the difference.
What's one thing that strikes you? Just a little thing, something that may affect daily life, something a sound, a smell. Is there something that you think about when you think about India?
No, not exactly.
Would you like to live in India, or would you rather live in America?
I don't know. I'd like to live in India, but also I'd like to live here.
Okay. Aashish, have you had a chance to visit India?
Yeah, I've visited about 4 times.
Wow, that's a lot for a long journey like that. How long does it take to get there?
Well, really it takes about 30 hours or so, but we have a 12-hour stop overnight, 12-hour stops, and that takes a lot of time. Probably the whole flight to get from here to India would probably be around 38 hours.
Did you enjoy doing the play?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I learned a lot from it.
What sort of things did you learn?
Well, how the Buddhists live and how Buddha was a humble man and everything.
What do you think of the costumes? These are very elaborate costumes. Were they fun to wear?
They're hard to put on and to keep straight and everything, but they do look pretty good.
Is this a story that you've heard a lot? I mean, is this a story you're familiar with?
Yes, I'm pretty familiar with it. I've read three or four books about it. It's pretty much the same, but there's it's a little bit of difference. In one book, the bird, it'll say just a bird, and in another one it'll say it's a swan, and in another one it says it's a pigeon. So there's lots of different ones, but it has the same idea as a bird. So it is like the same story, but kind of different.
What part of what you did, what part of your role did you take the most pleasure or pride in?
Well, the part where I was fighting against Dave, that as it was my bird.
Does it feel strange? I mean, here you are portraying the Buddha, which is, I mean, that's a pretty big role. You know, how did you feel portraying one of the great people of history?
Well, I feel honored, and it was pretty scary being up there in front of everybody like that and doing all that. But I feel pretty honored that I got a big role like that, a pretty good role.
Would you like to do it again?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay. Manish, have you been in any other productions besides this?
Yes, I've been in other plays that also tell about the culture of India.
Okay. Sachit, how about you? Have you done other shows?
Yeah, I was in. There was a story about the Mahabharata. It was, and I was like one of like the. I had a small part in it, but it was still fun.
Okay. Aashish, is there a role you'd like to play, either in a traditional Indian play or maybe some other kind of play?
Well, I'd like to go in another play and have a pretty important role, but I'm not exactly sure what I'd like to do, because I don't want to have a great big role where I have to be all nervous, but I don't want to have a real tiny role.
Yeah. Just what you're ready for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to next talk to Ashaka Rao, and who directed the play and put it all together, and also the character that played Buddha as an adult. So we'll be right back with some more with Hometown Movies. This is Mike Kelly. We'll be back in a minute.